Okay, hello, how are you today? Welcome to the first episode of PF Things. Well, I've been challenged by one of my brothers to do this every day, so let's see if I can sustain this for 1 year. Now, today I'm going to start by asking a question: what exactly you believe? Now, because over time I've realized that your belief is what power your life. You cannot think or you cannot travel beyond what you have believed over time. A lot of us have been paralyzed by what we're supposed to believe. Now, so there are a group of people who believe they can make it. Some people believe they can't make it. Now, it's a function of your belief. But you need to know that oftentimes your belief is not the truth. Your belief is what you accepted to be true. I'll take that again. Your belief is often not the truth. Your belief is what you accepted to be true. Now, so you can accept something to be your truth without that thing not necessarily being the truth. So, give you an example. There are some people, every time they see a cockroach in their house, the next they scream is Holy Ghost fire. Now, there's a belief that governs their thinking that makes them believe a cockroach is also a witch. If you go outside of your house at 2 a.m. and you see a black cat, right, staring at you, what are you going to do? Almost immediately, you're going to start praying and screaming Holy Ghost fire. That is your belief because something tells you that that cat is not just a cat. That cat is also a witch. It's a function of your upbringing, your environment, and your significant emotional experience. That behavior is proof that most likely when you were growing up, you saw some funny movies or you listened to some funny rumor that has no data to back it up. So movies like Kotoru, Yarim, all kinds of funny movies. Now, so your behavior became governed by what you have accepted to be true, even though it's not true. One day, I was walking on the streets of Long Island, and I saw a woman, driving to the gas station, and at the back of her car was a cat sitting in the owner's corner, right? And I asked myself a simple question. I said, "This woman doesn't know what she's doing," because a cat is not just a cat. In my country, a cat is also a witch to certain people. So your belief can actually paralyze and mess up your life. And a lot of us are so much in love with our beliefs that we cannot see another life, even when our belief has not produced, the life that we have been promised. So people would rather die than change their belief. As a matter of fact, there are beliefs right now that is showing people, their reality is showing them that this belief is not working. But they've held on to it because it was installed a long time ago that they would rather die than change their beliefs. Now, let me bring this home. Um, every time, I was sharing this with a group 2 days ago. Every time someone demonstrates some kind of exceptional ability around our world, or every time someone begins to achieve a level of success that is too good to be true, that is too big for many of us, a level of success that we want to attain that we've never attained or we've not been able to attain, right? And we don't even know how to attain it. What do we say? We create a narrative. There is a belief within our subconscious that says he's using something or he has joined something. So many years ago, people would say, "Oh, the guy has joined a cult," right? And the people who say the guy has joined a cult are mostly people of faith, either Muslims or Christians, who believe that the God owns all things, a God, and they even say a God who can make you become anything you want to become, a God who can make you rich, who can make you wealthy, a God who can do all things, right? That's what they say. However, when someone else who don't engage in the activities of prayer, like a lot of us don't pray, we are just fixed with the activities of prayer, right? So we love to brag that we can pray for 6 hours, even when the prayer cannot produce anything, or when we don't even know how to measure the results of our prayer, right? So we love the activity prayer. So when we see someone who doesn't pray as much as we pray, who doesn't do the things that we do, the gymnastics that we do, who now becomes successful He becomes very wealthy, right? He begins to manifest at the highest level. He's gone global. All of a sudden, the whole world knows him. What do we begin to say? He's using something. He has joined something. So let me bring this home. People would say to you, oh, some of these musicians, they've sold their soul to the devil. Okay? They'll tell you they have joined Illuminati. Now, I have been asking people for the address of Illuminati, right? Nobody seems to know the address. Nobody seems to know where they meet. Everybody just seems to believe that Illuminati. What if there is nothing called Illuminati? What if Illuminati is just a mystery that has been created, for people to just believe what doesn't exist? Right? I have a reason to believe that because nobody knows the address. Now, how powerful can this Illuminati be that they can produce world-class people, the richest people, across the world? Now, if they have the capacity to produce everyone, ruling everybody, and you are singing, I serve a God who can do all things, and you can produce superior people who can rule the world much more than Illuminati, then isn't that a contradiction? Isn't something wrong with your thinking? Isn't something wrong with what you have believed? Right? That people will say that, a Bill Gates is an antichrist, the antichrist. Even though they have the Bible open before them, even though the antichrist is a sister, he's the antichrist. Someone who was born the way you were born, someone who sucked the same breast the way you sucked the breast. At least we have his history. Someone who crawled like you, who walked like, who ran like you, who simply believed that I can become the richest in the world, who dropped out of school to go and create right? On the influence of his mother, right? And suddenly that person has been so powerful that some people actually believe, and the guy some actually believe that the guy controls the world. He can do and undo because he's actually the man. What principles did he follow? Can I follow those principles? You know why you can't follow those principles? Again, there's a narrative in your brain, or in your mind, there's a belief that says, we don't know what he's using, you have to do it God's will, you want to lose your soul. You are driven by faith and not by faith, and that's why you're not traveling as fast as you should. Because you look at your narrative. Look at your narrative. I don't want to lose my soul. I don't want to die. I want to do what I do. I don't want to join. Why don't you join something that can produce to what you want to be? Problem is, you envy their success. You envy their influence, and it's high time you spoke the truth to yourself. Deep down in your heart, you desire their level of affluence, you desire their level of wealth, you desire their level of influence, but you do not know how. Instead of you to now humble yourself and say, wait a minute, let me think. Maybe something is wrong with the way I think that has produced this me that I detest. Maybe something is right with the way they are thinking that has made them world class, that has made them become indispensable to the world. Can I install those kind of thinking, right, so that I can produce that kind of result? No way. We won't do that. We will join rumor or gossip. Now, Kunle Shorina defines gossip as intermediate with information that you are no use of. We would rather create a narrative. They belong to occultic. They have joined witches and wizards. Despite the fact that many of you believe that in the name of Jesus, you cast out the witches and demons, but by yourself, you contradict yourself by actually holding on to those beliefs, and those beliefs eventually paralyze you. Many of you have people in your life that every time you want to do something, they'll say, are you sure it is God's way? That question in itself can paralyze you and stop you from doing what you want to do. Let me give you an example that is very, very close by to you. Now, you've got some guys in Nigeria, musicians who came nowhere, wax an album. We don't support, the content of his music, but just give himself a chance. Just give that the market will buy into him, So he goes to the studio. He doesn't talk to his mentor to now say, oh, my mentor, can you approve the lyrics? I want to, he doesn't have someone who he goes to for endorsement. And I'm not saying mentoring is not good. Mentoring is actually very fantastic, right? But it doesn't wait on anyone to endorse the lyrical content of what he wants to release. He just goes to the studio, tell producer, I am paying you, put it here. All of you don't crazy. Good beat. The guy goes into the market and everybody begins to dance. All of a sudden, companies begin to invite him, brands begin to invite him. You begin to speak against him. You hate his success, but you want that level of success. You can't stand the fact that his lyrical content is wrong, but the guy simply believes in himself. He believes he's going to blow, and he has blown. Governors are patronizing him. Everyone is around him. He's now sitting with governors because his influence, has really, really increased. Now, because a lot of people now come close to him, when it's election time, because he has a huge fan base, he can now influence more people. Governors come around him, they pay him heavily to swear people in the direction of who to vote for. Now, you hate that. You wonder why is it happening. You wonder why princes are walking barefooted and why servants are riding on horses. Truth is a function of their belief. A lot of these people just believe the positive. They don't believe they can't make it. They don't believe that, the environment has limited them. They do not believe what you believe. A lot of people who say they're people of faith, they are driven by fear because the fear has held them bound. Fear has perpetuated the mediocrity over time. They can't seem to go forward from where they are. Question today is, what exactly do you believe? I'm going to be stirring your mind to think. Because the challenge I've seen here is that we believed all kinds of lies. I had a lot of beliefs, before that if I go out at night, I'll just become petrified. But when I began to look for the source of my belief, I realized when I was young, I used to follow my sisters for deliverance meetings. Now, in those deliverance meetings, they will cast out demons and they would say that, the person who is not spiritually strong, the demons would have entered him. So on our way home, I was 7. I would start counting. They cast out 7 demons today. Maybe those demons have entered me. Yet, I have not seen the address of the demons before. I don't know what they look like. I have not been to their meetings. I don't even know if they exist. If they don't, I'm not saying they don't exist. The same way we all believe that lions exist. So if I say to you right now that the lion is in the jungle, he's killing an animal right now, does that make you afraid? It doesn't make you afraid because you are inside your house. You can't even see the lion. Yes, that's the reality. Lion is killing something somewhere, but you can't see it. You don't have access to it simply because it's out of your room. The same way we believe what we can't see. We believe in what is not even our reality, what we've never experienced, right? So you believe there's a demon somewhere that is killing you, that is stopping you, is using your glory. What have you believed? Let me shock you. That's the exact reason why when people are flying on international trip, they pray less than when they're flying on local trip because there's a mentality that hey, these people are very careless. So it's not even that the demons are going to kill you on your way to Abuja. It's simply because there is a fear within you that maybe our pilots are careless, maybe the way they do things anyhow, maybe they are not taking care of the industry. Even though those guys don't believe what they something tells you, the guys don't know what they mean. What you believe. I'm going to tell you today. You write out 7 things that you are believing, disempowering beliefs, and ask yourself, where did you get it from? Truth is, life has created fear factory managers whose job is to fuel your fear. Why do they fuel your fear? Because at the other end of your fear is where they position themselves as your saviors, so that you can consistently gravitate towards them even though they have not saved themselves. They say they can save you, so you look up to them, you believe that they're going to save you from your fears, and they perpetuate your fear. This very minute, they say God can rescue from fear. The next minute, they say, oh, you will not be killed by witches and wizards. Guys, you only have one life to live. Why don't you get rid of your fear and believe what is honest? We all quote, God has not given us a spirit of fear. God has given you 3 spirits. 1, power. Ask yourself, are you powerful right now? Once your result contradicts what you believe, then you don't believe what you believe. You actually mouth what you believe, but you believe something else. Because you need to check your unconscious mind, because that's the driver of your life. Are you powerful? You are powerful. You do not have the spirit of power. 2, love. Do you have the spirit of love? Love is not what many of us should say. One of the proofs of love is your ability to innovate solutions that can make the world a better place. Now, are you innovating anything? Are you inventing anything? If you're not inventing anything that's making the world a better place, if your heart is not moved by what happens in Asia, by what happens in Europe, by the deaths in Italy, by the deaths in Spain, there is no love in your heart. So if you don't have the spirit of power, you don't have the spirit of love. Number 3 is sound mind. Sound mind is ability to process every information coming to you from a place of curiosity, to troubleshoot them, and to check them if they pass certain tests. They pass the test of God, if they pass the test of humanity, and if they pass the test that can sustain over time, right? Now, if your mind is not sound, even when the people you trust pass evil, you cannot understand their evil. You can't even have the capacity to process it, which is why I always say that the criteria for followership cannot be ignorance. The criteria for followership must be knowledge. Knowledge, because the greatest carriers of truth are the greatest carriers of error. So when the people if you are sound, you pick this error, I'm not going to put down this man, and I'm not going to disrespect him, but what he's saying doesn't make sense. He cannot pass the test of sound-mindedness. Now, and when they switch back, because Peter was used of God and the devil within a space of 10 minutes, right? This very minute, he said, Jesus, you are son of God. The next minute, he's saying, you are that. And Jesus recognized too. So you need to understand that the people you love have the capacity to be truth and error within the same vein. Your ability to spot it is a proof of your sound-mindedness. So, what do you need to do today? Empower your mind with the right information. Any information that strikes fear into you, that limits what you want to do. You want to do something and someone is around you, you say, are you aware? Are you sure this will not take you away from God? That's a limiting voice, right? You want to do something and say, many of us want to become rich. The truth is, unconsciously, you are afraid of wealth. You are afraid of success. And that is why your result is probably not otherwise. Deep down, something tells you, if I become very wealthy now, maybe, I might die, or if I become very wealthy now, maybe they will come and invite me to some cultism, and I can excuse me. Elon Musk gave himself a chance. Olamide Badu, he gave himself a chance. Several people were giving, Naira Marley, we don't approve of what he's singing. He gave himself a chance. Tenny went on Instagram, began to sing, he's giving himself a chance. The world will stand still or will stand aside for a man who knows what he wants and he moves in the direction of what he wants. What exactly have you believed? Right? You need to begin to challenge what you believe. I did that many years ago. I love to experiment. I faced my fear. I wanted to see what would happen. And trust me, nothing happened. Right? So you need to list your fear. What are your disempowering beliefs? Where did they come from? Maybe from your father, your great-grandfather, maybe from the faith houses you belong to, maybe from the people you've respected. Ask yourself, what has this belief? What has it cost you? Or exactly where has it taken you to? If your beliefs has not taken you to where you want to go in life, it is time you change that belief. It is time to think different. No wonder the word repent is the word think again or rethink. Change your thinking. Change your paradigm. Because if you have a paradigm that cannot power where you want to go in your life, you're not going to get there, right? So you ask yourself, where do you want to go? And what belief do you need to get to where you want to go to? I do not believe that there is one man who is controlling the whole world because of his wealth, even though he had no political power. No, I believe that I have a sound mind, I have the mind of power, and I have the mind of love. And I can innovate what will solve the world's problem and make the world a better place. I am the Savior. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please go and do the exercise, and you would realize that you don't know the source of many of the things you believe because you have never troubleshot them. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow again, sharing, something else from this. I'll sustain this for 365 days. I believe I'm going to sustain it. Thank you so much, everyone who has joined me. Uncle Andre Lua. Hey, Pastor Andrew, thank you. Ezinwa Etukudo. Hey. I've been watching your performance. Thank you so much, K-Sticks. Jeremiah, thank you, Chris Ude, Canada. Jenny, how is Canada? Well, your mag be my UK peeps and my US people. Thank you so much for the US. Thank you for Uche. And everyone who is going to watch this when they wake up in Nigeria.